Hello everybody, this is TC again, and I've got me another custom set of one of my favorite Charlton Heston movies. Uh, it's not Ben-Hur or Ten Commandments, not one of the biggies, but it's a cool movie. I liked it ever since I've seen it, probably in the early 70s as a kid. This set is done, it's a custom, because they never made this, Topps never made this, nobody else did as far as I know. This is done by a guy in England. I'll put his info down below in the description. But he did a pretty good job with the picture choices and all that kind of thing. So let's check this out. I'll try to go through these fairly quick because when I did this the first time and it got blocked because I had the actual movie playing in the background, it took me 19 minutes to go through all these cards. So we're going to do this a little quicker this time. You should be able to read it though. All you got to do is pause. You got 9 character cards here and 54 regular cards. Get the glare off of this. There we go. Anthony Zerbe. Matthias, when he became member of the or the leader of the family. Rosalind Cash. She was in a lot of things in the 70s and early 80s. Lincoln Kilpatrick. He was one of the family members, one of the main ones. Second in command, I believe. Paul Coslow, Dutch. He was a cool character. I liked his jacket, his leather jacket, and the chopper he was wearing. Eric Laneuville. Didn't see him too much, but I did see him in a few things, TV shows in the late 70s. A family member, no name. And number 9, one of the survivors. Kids. And this is either a movie poster or one of the lobby cards, looks like. I know they made uh, a remake of this movie. Well, not recently, a few years ago. It was, I can't remember the guy's name. Will Smith, I believe, was in it. And I believe his son was in it, too. I haven't seen it, and I'm not really sure I want to see it. If it's anything like what they did to how they changed Starsky and Hutch to a comedy, that was a freaking joke. I'll never watch that movie. That was one of my favorite TV police shows. Hopefully this video will not get blocked again because I'm using the soundtrack. I've used pieces of this soundtrack in other videos, I believe, and it was no problem, so should be alright. And there's Matthias as the newscaster before everything happened. Germ warfare. This is a cool closed circuit TV setup that he had in the house. You don't see too many. Most closed circuit TVs, even now, are black and white. Matthias again. And as the newscaster. There he is in Neville in the helicopter with the experimental serum. Lucky for him. 93B71. Okay. And there's after the thing crashed. Pilot got infected, and he had to take. He luckily survived and got the shot. Took the shot himself. Didn't have anything to lose. Here's the primitive weapons they were using against him because Matthias wouldn't let him use anything modern except the wheel. And that's a cool night vision scope right there. Sniper rifle, whatever. Sniper scope, actually. And he's running around checking out the city and finds one dead one in a hotel. The actual manager's office, I believe. And get a little, mannequin get a little fresh there. And there's the living doll. Chases her, but no luck. Let me zoom in a little bit better. There we go. Might be easier to see and read. Okay, this is the next night. He's down there in the wine cellar. His own wine cellar. And gets ambushed. Somehow they got in the house, in the cellar. And he's prisoner. And he's being grilled by Matthias. Whoops. And here's the family revealing their glowing eyes. And they're taking him out to the stadium. I don't know which one it was. To be burned. And lucky for him, Dutch saves him. Cuts him loose after they cut all the stadium lights. And here's the living doll in person. And they got a motorcycle stash, and they get on it and take off. She takes him to a place just outside of town. Looks like maybe, well, in the movie, it looked like no more than a couple 3 miles. And he sees all these kids that are survivors, and Dutch, of course. And he's checking out Lisa's brother, who is fading, turning. And we find out in that scene just before that with Dutch, he was a med student, so he knew all about this kind of thing. Right here's the scene, I believe. And he tells him that he's immune. He's got the vaccine, which means he could cure the rest of them with his blood. Heading back to the country from his house, I believe. And here they are. Now they were heading back to where the kids were stashed outside of town, and then came back, him and her. That was, I guess, the third or fourth night that you saw in the show. Then the gas runs out in the generator. All the lights go out. He can't use the elevator, which he has in the house, 2-story. So he has to rappel down the shaft to go down there and refuel it. Meanwhile, he's got a gun stashed, the guy, second in command. He plans on climbing the wall and going through the window and killing him. And he makes it, but gets blown away and falls and lands on the spiked fence. Oh, he did have a spear. Matthias gave him a spear to go up there. He's going to kill him with that, but he had the gun stashed. Nobody knew it. And here's blood, giving blood. And here's the brother getting better. His eyes aren't glowing and he's a little bit better color, not as pale. So now they know for sure that it'll work. And this is a cool scene. The kid tells him where they're held up at after he's been looking for 2 or 3 years or whatever it's been, that they are held up in the courthouse. But he decides not to go down there because they're getting ready to take off with the kids and cure them all and get away from the family. So the kid decides to go to the courthouse to try to talk them into making peace and getting the serum. Big mistake. Of course, Matthias doesn't believe there's a cure. It wouldn't take it anyway because it's made by modern whatever science. So they kill the kid. Here's Lisa walking back, presumably, from the shopping spree. She takes off her scarf and her glasses, and you can see she's turned. There's a gnarly scene right there. Okay, and here's the kid. The result of the talk with the family. Neville finds him because he goes looking. Finds the kid's note saying he went to this place. So he leaves the courthouse and they ambush him. Throw all kind of stuff and arrows and fire bombs and whatever. Makes him wreck the Jeep. And here's where he first sees her. Turned. That's back at his house. Since he was gone and there was no lights, of course, they snuck in. So they proceed to tear up the joint. All the famous paintings and whatever. And his CCTV, unfortunately. But he snags Matthias right after they get through tearing everything up and holds him as hostage to get away. And he does. He gets in the elevator with Lisa, drags her in there. They come out downstairs. It's still not daylight yet. So he says, we have to chance it and run. So they run out into the street. And Matthias is in the window calling for her. She turns around and starts to go. And Neville can't stop her. Matthias looks down, sees the spear that the other guy had and took up there with him before he got shot. Picks it up and throws it because Neville's gun is jammed or he'd have blown him away. Excuse me, blown him away. Spear nails him right in the chest. Matthias leaves. The next day dawning. The kids come back with Dutch and they find him like this and her sitting next to the thing, all covered up from the sun. Oh, I didn't mention he did snag one bottle of the serum from the refrigerator. When they tore it up, there was one left, and there it is sitting on the edge of the fountain. And Dutch grabs it, and they get back in there, take her with them, and take off. And that'll do it. That's the whole 54 card set. Didn't take too long, a little over 15 minutes. A lot better than last time. Hopefully this will not get blocked. So if you all like this, leave a comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share. Later.